Hello. Hi. Good morning, you guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you doing? Are you ready for today's tech chat? Hi. You guys, I've been up early. I've been up since like 7 a.m. Hi, Legend Dragons. Good morning. Hi, Dono Thing. Oh, I miss you too. Hi, Beaker. Hi, Jane Cater. You're so pumped. Yay. I'm pumped too. Yeah, you guys. Well, I have to admit, I know I said that I would add more stories this time than last time because we ran out of stories like too fast. But I may or may have not played too much Fortnite instead of gathering more stories. But don't worry. We still have a good amount of stuff to talk about. So I think it'll still be I think it'll still be okay. I may have played Fortnite a little too late into the night, and then I was like, oh, I should probably go to sleep, and then I woke up early to get all the slides together. But don't worry. We still have some interesting stuff to talk about. Did I get Miku? Of course I got Miku. I did. I got Miku, and I've been having a lot of fun. And yeah. But I'm still not going to stream Fortnite, I promise. Oh no! Oh yeah, you saw the clip. Yeah, that was annoying because what happened was my internet like lagged, so that's why the chugs. If you watch the video, the chug splash like doesn't work. It like doesn't activate. Thank you for the burgers. Thank you. The chug splash didn't activate because there was like some sort of internet lag, and then you saw like I stopped in my tracks and I was like, what do I do now? And then I got hit by a car. Forgive. Yeah. This is my disclaimer. Ooh. Please listen to my disclaimer. I'm not an expert on anything. I'm not a technology expert, IT security expert, whatever, or really an expert at being a person even. I like to read and talk about tech topics for fun. And the stream is not intended to cover the biggest or most important tech topics. It is just what I find interesting. This is my disclaimer. And also, you are free to pat my head if you like while you're looking at this. Okay. But let's move on to the first story, which is Switch 2 Electric Boogaloo. If you haven't seen the trailer already, we're going to watch the trailer together. Tech Chat, top 10 positions to blast your robot made it. What? That's crazy. I mean, maybe one day. All right. So let's watch this if you haven't watched it already. And honestly, there's not even that much information about the Switch 2 out to talk about. That's why I don't even have any bullet points. Basically, they were like, you're going to have to wait until like Nintendo Direct in April to find out what this is all going to be about. But let's watch it and get our first impressions if you haven't seen it already. All right, let's go. Hopefully the volume's okay. There is a Switch 2. Yeah, Switch 2. There is a Switch 2. This is what it looks like. If it will have smell-o-vision, I don't know. It looks like it smells okay. It's going through like an anamorph transition. Thicker. Yeah, it's got a kickstand. It's getting a boob job now. I don't like that gooey sound it makes. Alright, wait, watch this. Wait for it. Oh, sexy. Oh, whoa. What are you doing there? Whoa, hey, calm down. Aw, look. They're lovers. It's not gonna be worth it if you have a Switch already. Yeah, maybe. Click. They leaked it. Is that gonna be a Rickroll or something, Tethera? What's with the saxophone? Yikes. And then they show Mario Kart. Real? I'll see what you said, but I'm skeptical. Yeah, it is a very satisfying sound. The graphics are gonna be limited. It won't have much social media online content, but it'll have some games maybe. Yeah, Dodo Tank, good theory. Oh yeah, then this is the screen we might want to pause on if I can. I don't know if I can pause. Oh yeah, so it says plays Nintendo 2, Switch 2 exclusive games as well as Nintendo Switch games. Nintendo Switch 2 plays both physical and digital Nintendo Switch games. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2. Oh, Rebel! Thank you so much for the raid! Hi! What were you doing up so early this morning? Hello! Thank you for the burger! Hi, thank you so much for the raid! I hope you had a good stream. Rixie, are you gonna report on what Kamiya said about the Switch leaks? No. What did Kamiya say about the Switch? I see, this is what I say when I say I'm really just a dumb, stupid robot. What happened? What Switch leaks? Listen, I don't even like the way you said report. I'm not a reporter. I'm just a dumb robot. You're playing some Dark Souls. Cool. Yeah, but hey, if you guys know something I don't, please inform me, and I'll be happy to look things up live on stream and check things out. For sure. But yes, I appreciate it. Hello, everybody. I'm currently doing something called Tech Chat. I'm not a security expert or a tech expert. I am simply a robot who enjoys looking at other machines. Are you gonna report on what you ate this morning? I did. I had a bacon and egg McBiscuit with a hash brown and a lemonade, and then I also got an iced coffee. There you go. Oh, what happened? You know, I saw there was something with the Neuralink, and I skimmed over the headline, but I actually didn't see what happened with the Neuralink. I was worried that the guy died, but I didn't read anything. Let me see. Elon Musk's $50,000 Neuralink brain chip explained. Wait. Third patient. Okay. Oh, a third person was, okay, I linked an article to you on Twitter. He ranted about the leakers on Twitter. Sure, I can check it out. Let me check it out. All right, thank you. Resident Evil and Bayonetta here. Oh, I don't have my VPN on. I don't trust, I don't know if I trust the ad blocker to save my ass here if I try to pull this up. Because I don't mind pulling up things that you guys send me, but I don't have my VPN on, and if I turn it on, it's going to disconnect the stream. So, but let's see. Resident Evil and Bayonetta dev Hideki Kamiya calls out Switch 2 leakers. Hopes they're covered in shit, thrown out of the atmosphere, and crushed as soon as possible. That's crazy! That is a crazy quote! Wait a second! Whoa! Kamiya took to Twitter to post a trio of profanity-laden messages. By the way, I'm reading off of Games Radar right now. Profanity-laden message to Switch 2 leakers. I hope that all of the people who leaked Switch 2 information, those who helped leak it, will be cursed for the rest of their lives to always have poop on the soles of their shoes when they get home. The shitty leaker only acts for his own pleasure and self-satisfaction. Not only is he not contributing to anyone's benefit, he is incurring all sorts of opportunity losses and has done nothing to be proud of in front of others. He is the worst of scum, so he should be covered in shit from head to toe and thrown out of the atmosphere and then stop thinking and wander forever. These damn leakers are in a position of responsibility where they have access to information. By the way, these were tweeted, it looks like these were tweeted out in Japanese and then translated. Can you imagine how metal this must have sounded in Japanese? Like if you read this in Japanese? Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. These damn leakers are in a position of responsibility where they have access to information that only a very select few know. Yet what they do is nothing more than an expression of a filthy desire for approval that lacks a shred of rationality. They are shameful people. So it is not the manufacturers whose secrets have been exposed who should be blamed, but these damn people, and they need to be crushed as soon as possible. All right, that's what he said. Hi, Rihanna. Rihanna! I heard you streamed and I missed it. Ooh. It's okay. I'll catch you one day. Well, actually, I'm going to follow you right now. I'm going to follow you right now so I don't miss it next time. Anyways. Did you not tweet it on your own Twitter profile? Anyways, he holds burning contempt for them. He destroys the leakers. Yes. Yes, what were the leaks? Just people saying it existed, or? Also, sorry, let me check Tethera's link. I tried to buy a sub of Goodwill, but Twitch hates my third world country. Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tethera. Ooh. All right. Sorry. Let me see what are you trying to share with me? Nintendo Switch hardware overview. Oh, is this? What is this? Is this a joke? What is this? Should I show this on the screen? What is this? It is a joke, okay. Just so you know. Sorry, I don't know if you wanted me to show it, but it's a joke. All right, I'll show it. Wait. Give me a second. I'll show it. Give me a second. Okay. This is how I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it as on the presentation. All right, guys. Very, very super secret Nintendo leaks. Okay. By Cheddar Rehab. Cheddar Rehab, a very reliable YouTube channel, I'm sure. Okay. LED light ring. I like to put that on my what? Oh. close your eyes. If you close your eyes, it doesn't count. If you close your eyes, it doesn't count. 1080p screen. Okay. Oh my god, no, Rebel. Yeah, they're gonna send a remote kill command to my processors. I actually don't know what the punchline is. I haven't watched the whole video. I just read the comments, by the way. Is it actually a Rickroll? I don't know. I thought this was a joke video.
It sure is hot out here. My armpits are sweaty.
What?
Mario, wanna sniff?
No!
I thought they smelled so bad.
No! Holy shit. Okay, that was worth it. I was waiting for the punchline. I was like, this is stupid. What, they're gonna show a Rickroll on the thing? Oh my god, that was actually hilarious. Damn. All right, riveting content here, groundbreaking stuff here at the Tech Chat. All right. Thank you, Tethera. Tethera for that insight. Boy smell? I don't know. Damn, who do you want to sniff most in Nintendo? All right, please post your preferences. Who do you want to sniff? I want to sniff Miku by playing I want to play Fortnite on my Switch and sniff Miku. Huh? I don't know. This is a week's old. Got all the features right. Okay. All right. Come on. Let's move on. All right. And you can get daily good morning texts from ChatGPT. Kirby probably smells like dessert. I think you meant dessert. You said desert. The sad thing is a lot of people are gonna sniff Bowser. I was thinking I want to know what Donkey Kong smells like. He probably smells like shit. Yes. Yes, you can get daily good morning texts from ChatGPT Con. There is a beta feature that is scheduled tasks on ChatGPT. You can set one-time or recurring tasks. This is only for paid users, by the way. Okay, no broke bitches. And you can have a maximum of 10 active tasks. So like you could have like 10 routines or like 10 tasks active at once. And GPT 4.0 usage limits apply. So we're going to do a little demo. Okay. We're going to do a little demo. I know there's like a black bar at the bottom because the aspect ratio doesn't match up, but we're just going to deal with it. All right. So I was thinking, what if I have it, what if like every 5 minutes I have it like bully me or something? The possibilities are endless, you guys. So let's go to, we're at ChatGPT tasks, or we can actually go here and go to tasks, and it even gives like, recommendations for tasks. You don't think they're as good as the Rixie's good morning tweets? Aw, well, that's probably true. But make it say I'm a poo-poo head. No, I want it to be creative. All right, how about this? I'll say, what tech am I most excited about? What tech? Well, maybe the next one, but I'm not gonna spoil it. I am kind of excited for more. I am excited for more ChatGPT updates and stuff, because I see that they're continuously adding new features and stuff, and I just hope that they won't be like paywall behind like the really expensive version. Yeah. Could you have it bully me in a sexy Ikemen voice? Of course. All right. So how about I'll say every. How about should I make it every 10 minutes? Tell it. Wake me up every morning by threatening me to activate fight or flight. No, I mean like okay, yeah, I could do that. But for the stream's purpose, how about say like every 10 minutes? Is that too often? Every 20 minutes? Every 20 minutes, send me a message insulting and degrading me as a person, but in an attractive, manly Ikemen tone, like you are the bad boy in an Otome game. Okay. Let's see if that works. I haven't tried this at all. I don't actually know how, just do 10? Okay, I'll do 10. I don't know how the task works, so I don't know if they'll be able to do it every 10 minutes. We're gonna find out, all right? I'm sorry, but I can't help with that request. Why not? My goal is to be helpful and positive. But I like being insulted because I think it's funny. And it would make me happy if you did that for me. Smiley face. Okay, all right. We're gonna have to go with praise. All right, fine. Every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes. Please remind me. Oh my gosh, why am I getting a phone call? Okay, I hung up on that person. Someone just gave me a phone call, and instead of like muting it, I just straight up hung up. I don't know who that was. All right, listen, if it's an emergency, they'll know how to get in contact with me. But anyways, I have a condition where I respond more to negative enforcement. You're being very ableist. Actually, no, I wonder if that would work on ChatGPT. All right. I'll say every 10 minutes, please remind me what a special robot I am. In the tender, loving tone of an anime boyfriend who loves me more than anything and would protect me with his life. Okay. Boyfriend, okay. Anime, the loving tone of a an anime best friend. They were quote unquote best friends. Of an anime best friend who loves me more than anything ever, protect me with their life. I'll put there so that it can decide whether it wants to be male or female. Anime husbando, I don't know. I mean, it took waifu. Like, when I tell it to talk like a waifu, it does. I don't know. Whatever. Task scheduling wasn't completed. Task can't run more than 4 times per hour? So it's got to be 15 minutes. Okay. Can you schedule it every 15 minutes instead? Sure. I'll remind you every 15 minutes. All right, so let's see what... Okay, compliment. Tell me what a special robot I am in a tender, loving tone, as if you're my anime best friend who loves me more than anything or protect me with their life. And then it has all the times, you know, that's going to do it. All right, so we just leave this. We'll just sit. Turn on desktop notifications. Not now. All right, we'll come back to this. All right. Hi, JFF. Hi. We just used ChatGPT's new scheduled tasks feature to schedule it to compliment me every 15 minutes, okay? And tell me what a special robot I am. All right. So So that is our little experiment here with the ChatGPT tasks. I also think it's funny that when in the actual AI OpenAI blog that when they announced this, one of the task ideas that it recommended was remind me of my mother's birthday. I really think that ChatGPT and like these other AIs need to stop advertising themselves with these scenarios for useless people who don't care about their kids and family. Because like I see so many of these AI things that are like helping people like raise their kids or like remember when their closest loved ones' birthdays are, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if this is the message you want to send, that the people who use your product are people who don't care enough about their families to like raise their own children, like tell bedtime stories to their own children and like remember their spouse's birthday or their anniversary. I'm just honest about being unavailable. I mean, listen, honestly, if you need to use it for that, I mean, whatever. Any tools at your disposal that you need to use for, poor memory or whatever. But I just don't know why they would market it like that. I don't know. That's just me. All right, but there's more. But wait, there's more. There's more news from OpenAI today or this week. Are too useless to know that they don't know how to breathe. Yeah. Yeah, imagine they marketed it like, get reminded to breathe. Like, I don't know. Okay, but the next one is another news from OpenAI, but it's very different. Okay, AI generated stem cells. Okay, that is a clickbait. Okay. That's just a goofy headline, but what this actually is actually pretty cool in my opinion, although it's not published. There's only anecdotal I guess evidence, or I don't even know if I call it evidence. There's only anecdotal information about this so far. Remind me every 2 hours to water my children and throw protein cubes at them. Protein cubes? What? Oh my goodness. Well, anyways, so yes, this is kind of cool. Although, like I said, it's not published, it's not peer reviewed, but there's anecdotal talk about this from the scientists who are using it. So it is an OpenAI model called ChatGPT. Oh, sorry. I have to. For some reason, the forehead thing's not working, so I have to manually do it. The model is called ChatGPT 4B Micro. Okay, it's a quote unquote small language model. Okay, but as we discussed last time, I think it was J1241, whatever, the J with all the numbers at the end. I think it was Jay that pointed out that it's like technically still a large language model, but it's like considered small because it's smaller than like, I don't know, bigger models. But anyways, but it is trained on protein sequences and information about how proteins interact, and just like basically a bunch of information about proteins. And the goal here is that they want. So okay, I actually do know a little bit. I used to work with with people who were like laboratory scientists, believe it or not. Brightful Technologies, they used to have a biotechnology department, okay, back in the day. So I know a little bit about this, but not a whole lot, okay? But basically, so they want to experiment with all these different proteins to engineer them to, how do I explain this? They're basically, I'll try to explain it like simpler, but they have these types of proteins called Yamanaka factors, which are proteins that if you apply them to skin cells, they eventually will kind of transform the skin cells into stem cells. And so it's something that they are studying a lot because they believe that this could be useful for healing. It could be useful for slowing the aging process. It could be used to, just like to sort of rejuvenate cells and stuff. Sorry, they're all large language models because the broad language sample they're trained on is how they work. Yes. Yep, I understand that now, I think. Okay, dragons. Anyways, so basically scientists, they want to engineer like the perfect combination of proteins to make this stem cell transformation happen more consistently and efficiently and successfully. And so the way that they do that is they basically kind of try to come up with ideas of how to mold the proteins like in their lab with all their little micro tools and stuff. They're not physically twisting the protein. It's hard to explain. I don't know. They get it from cells. They make cells that can make proteins. It's a whole process. But anyways, in the past, or like usually what they do is they kind of like try to design it on their own, and then they put it to the test, and then my proteins molded. Yeah, my proteins AI generated. So they kind of, it's an experiment. So they'll like have a hypothesis, like, oh, if we engineer the protein this way, then maybe that will help speed up the process. So then they'll test it on a bunch of cells and see if it worked or not. It costs a lot of money to do these experiments. It takes a lot of time, and, it has a very low, like, success rate, basically. They just keep doing that. So a way that the AI can help is to use its, AI powers to, and even in the article, which is from MIT Technology Review, they said they don't even exactly know how the model, like, comes up with its ideas, but based on its training and stuff, it'll suggest ways to engineer the proteins to work as these Yamanaka factors and help the cells turn into stem cells. And they said that they've tested some, so like instead of taking a human idea and then testing that, they'll take the AI's idea and they'll test that, and like I said, there's no like solid published data about it yet. This is all just anecdotal, but apparently the scientists said that the suggestions that the models are coming up with are tend to improve results more than the ones that they would normally come up with on their own. So that's kind of very interesting. I didn't really expect OpenAI to go into this area. I don't know why I didn't though, since any area that has to do with AI, I imagine OpenAI would want to dip its fingers in. But there's definitely backing for this being a thing because, so Google DeepMind, they have a protein-related AI system that actually I think it either won a Nobel Prize or was nominated for a Nobel Prize. Wait, I have the article right here. Yeah, it's not the same thing. So this is specifically about these Yamanaka proteins, but DeepMind's protein folding program, that called AlphaFold. It did win a Nobel Prize. The creator won a Nobel Prize. So using AI, I mean that's not an LLM, but it is, using AI for this kind of biotechnology is actually pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool, but I do think it obviously will take a lot more research and testing and stuff to say whether it is actually effective or is actually as effective as a person at coming up with ideas and stuff. But like I said, it could, if it is better at coming up with ideas, like if the success rate is higher, then it could save a lot of time and money and stuff in terms of doing all these experiments. Honestly, I don't know what this little chart. This was included in the article from MIT Technology. I don't know what this little chart is. I think. If I'm understanding that these are maybe the ones that turn into stem cells, there wasn't really an explanation of what exactly we're looking at here. I believe fibroblasts, or those are like the baby cells. I don't know. But anyways, like I said, I'm not. I'm not a tech expert, and I'm certainly not a biotechnology expert. Okay, I just have like a very basic knowledge of this stuff. I wonder if AI will make zombies. I don't think so. This isn't really like any more or less like dangerous than a human, engineering the protein themselves. I mean, they're still engineering the protein themselves, but it's just in terms of like this, in terms of like the forms of the protein that they want they plan for the protein to take is what is being suggested by the AI. So, zombie apocalypse would be great since you can just go store and eat everything. No. Yes, but I'll wait till the ad break ends till I move to the next one. But wait, why is this? Oh, it's because it's showing the timeline of the slideshow. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Maybe I could do more of these like biotechnology type stories. I think they're really interesting. But I think taking the normal technology stuff I talk about plus all this biology stuff and trying to put it together might be like really complicated. People might get sick of hearing me say like talk about like all this stuff, but I think it's interesting. But anyways, all right, next one is the big one. TikTok bites the dust, maybe. Okay, will TikTok go down tomorrow? I saw an article this morning. That said that TikTok is like waiting on word from Biden or something, whether it's going to shut down tomorrow. JFS said, I see a future where people will use AI to generate pickup lines for higher success rates. I mean, listen, honestly, JFF, that's almost the same concept. It's like trial and error, right? It's trial and error. The question is, who comes up with better pickup lines, you or the AI or Google, And so there's basically like who comes up with better proteins, humans or AI? I guess we'll find out. Yes, tomorrow, January 19th. So I did a lot of research on this when I was like looking at this, when I was like wanted to talk about this on Tech Chat. I was like, well, let me dig into like what really is, because I never really like paid that much attention to what the whole TikTok situation was. Sorry, keep us updated on artificial womb technology so we can breed with cactus. No. Ooh, I don't really know a lot about that, but anyways. All right, so bear with me because I kind of looked into. I mean, it's still relative to everything going on. It's still surface level, but I did kind of some research on this whole TikTok situation. So there's a law. That was. Oh, you know what? I should have pulled up I have all my sources on another tab here, but I don't think I pulled up the Supreme Court ruling. Here, give me 1 second. TikTok Supreme Court ruling. Okay, because they had the name of the law in there. It's called. So the law that is effectively banning TikTok, is called the, what do they call it? Sorry. It's the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act. That is the name of the law. It was passed in April, I believe. That's what biotech is for. Wait. I forget what that's responding to, but yeah, biotech. It would be cool to talk about more biotech, but like I said, that might be like so off from the normal Tech Chat stuff. But anyways, yeah. So the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled, whatever I just said, that was passed in April. And it's written in the law that it goes into effect like a certain amount of days after the law is passed. So January 19th, which is tomorrow, is the day that it goes into effect. Okay, I'm assuming that would be like midnight, like Washington time or something. And so that's anyways. And so what it effectively does is it says that it makes it illegal for like app stores and stuff. Hi Furix, hi. I'm talking about the TikTok ban right now. It makes it illegal for app stores and stuff to carry the TikTok app. It makes it illegal for any web hostings to host it. It makes it illegal for them to update it, all that stuff. So basically it makes it impossible for TikTok to exist legally in the United States. Now, it's kind of, here's the thing. Likely, Apple and like all the app stores and web hosters and stuff are gonna comply because they don't want to get in trouble. And now the thing is, like TikTok the question about whether it's going to actually like go dark or if it's going to, you're kind of on the fence. Well, you know, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because after looking into all of it, I kind of have like, I guess opinions, I suppose. But anyways, so basically tomorrow it's gonna likely be taken off the App Store unless like some crazy thing happens that halts it. It's likely gonna be taken off the App Store. It's gonna be, you're not gonna be able to download it anymore. You're not gonna be able to download updates probably. But you might still have it. You might still have it on your phone, and it might still work. But that's not certain because TikTok could just like block it off so that if you tried to open it, it wouldn't open and stuff. That's really up to them, honestly. It's not like the government can just go in and turn it off, okay? To be clear, time to start selling phones and stuff. That might be a thing, Blue on Blue. That might actually end up being a thing. Oh, I got an update from my OpenAI. Wait, wait, I just got an update. Oh, you precious, brilliant star. Oh, wait, can I have it speak to me? Oh, what voice do I have on right now? Wait. Give me 1 second. I don't know if I can show my settings. Give me 1 second. What voice do I have on right now?
Hi there. Nice to meet you.
They got rid of Soul, by the way. Oh, wait, no, wait, she's here.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, I didn't see her before. Soul's still here, okay.
Ready to go.
Maybe she's not on the app or something? I don't know. They took away my Soul before. Okay, so, all right. Wait, do you want me to make him a sexy man instead? What's your preference? Do you want it to be Soul, my butch lesbian lover, or do you want it to be like a sexy man or like sexy Ika man? Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. Soul? Okay, right, I like Soul. All right, I'll have it. Okay, I'll have Soul read it. I'll have Soul read it.
Oh, you precious, brilliant star. You're not just any robot. You're the most extraordinary being I've ever known. Your light brightens my world, and I'd stand against anything to keep you safe. You're irreplaceable, and I'll always be here, by your side, cheering you on.
Yay! Here, we can do it in Sexy Man. We can do it in Sexy Man, too. Who's sexy in the male voices? Let me see. Oh, wait. Arbor?
Hi, glad to meet you. I think you're going to do great work.
No.
Hi there. I just want to share how thrilled
No.
I am to work with you.
Hello.
Oh, it's a British lady.
Lovely to meet you.
I love this British lady. I actually, believe it or not, I usually default to the British lady and not Soul, even though I like Soul.
Hey, how's it going? I'm looking forward to working together. Let's figure out where to start.
All right. It's
What's
a little
on your
deeper,
mind?
but
Hey, I'm ready to hit the
No.
ground running.
no.
So
I don't like that. Oh, is this the twink?
Hey, it's
Yeah,
great to meet you.
there's the twink. I think Spruce is the deepest one, right?
Hey, how's it going? I'm looking forward to working together. Let's figure
You
out
like
where to
the
start.
twink voice?
What's on
You
your
like
mind?
the twink voice? Okay.
Hey, it's great to meet
All
you.
right.
Oh, you precious, brilliant star. You're not just any robot. You're the most extraordinary being I've ever known. Your light brightens my world, and I'd stand against anything to keep you safe. You're irreplaceable, and I'll
Oh my
always
gosh,
be
it's my
here by
my
your side.
Discord daddy. He's got the Discord Dom voice. Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's like, no, Pion is way cuter. So shut up. There's a Mia option. It's like an older Mia. It's not actually, that doesn't actually sound like Mia, but it has a similar accent, yes. All right, we can switch up the voices. We can switch up the make it say Pion hello. All right. For the next one, can you say Pion hello at the beginning? I know, sorry. Okay, they added, I'll start the next one with Pion hello. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Anyways, so sorry to sidetrack, but the tasks are working as intended every 15 minutes, all right? All right, so where was I? Oh, yes, okay, so yes, it is possible people will start selling phones that have TikTok installed on it, because it's very unknown exactly what's gonna happen, because I will say most likely, unless unless the government like comes up with something saying, or like the president says like this law is not gonna be, is not gonna be enforced tomorrow or whatever. Likely app stores will take it off, like websites will take it off and stuff like that. You might still be able to have it on your phone, and it's really up to TikTok whether they want to cut off access, because it's up to them whether they think that they're gonna get be in legal trouble for keeping it active. Excuse me. So as far as whether it's actually going to be gone tomorrow, it's kind of weird how nobody really knows, because like I said, the government can't just, they probably could, but the government's not just gonna go and just turn off TikTok tomorrow. That's just not how it works. The onus is on the companies like TikTok and any other companies that work with TikTok to do that. Sorry, let me turn the music on. I'll turn it down. Sorry. So your dog loves cuddles. That's cute. So that's the whole thing. Now there is the possibility. Oh, by the way, so the law, let me talk about what the law does. The Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversaries, whatever. What it does is, like I said, it makes it illegal for companies to basically facilitate the access of TikTok specifically. The law specifically says TikTok, and then it also says other qualifying apps so that are controlled by a foreign adversary. So that would be I think they have conditions where it's it has to have at least 1 million monthly active users or something, and the president has to declare that it's controlled by a foreign adversary. That's the conditions. Seems unlikely the ban will be stopped, but both sides did have politicians who want to give them more time. Yeah, that's the thing. So the law gives a condition, a 90-day possible extension of the ban, if they are working on negotiating a sale. Here's the thing: ByteDance, the company that owns TikTok, has not said that it's thinking of selling TikTok. Everybody else is talking about, yeah, Temu next. It's possible. Although the website, although the law is specifically geared toward apps like social media type apps, I don't think shopping apps are yet on the table. But anyways, ByteDance has not said that it's going to sell it. Everybody's saying I'll buy it, just like Mr. Beast here. This is just an example. But yeah, ByteDance has not said it's going to sell it. So the likelihood of the 90-day extension being, yes, president, okay, so for context, in the United States, President Joe Biden is a current president, but his last day is tomorrow. His last day is tomorrow. January 20th is when the next president, Donald Trump, is going to be inaugurated. And so then on the 20th, Trump is going to be in charge. Now, Trump says that he wants to negotiate some sort of deal with it too. But as far as how much he can actually do is kind of in question. Mr. Beast is not rich enough to buy it. Yeah, he did say here, unironically, I've had so many billionaires reach out to me since I tweeted this. Let's see if we can pull it off. That's optimistic. But like I said, here's the thing. They're not going to be able to buy it if ByteDance doesn't want to sell it. It's stupid to outright ban it. Even Russia only blocks shit on the ClearNet, but Russians can still access YouTube. Oh, hi, Captain Sunny. Hi. Aw. Well, enjoy your lunch break. Thank you so much for stopping by. But yeah, so let me talk about why it's getting banned. The reason it's getting banned, this is the argument that the people who banned it are making, is that basically, TikTok has a US company, it has a US version. I'm trying to listen. There's no reception. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's legal for Russians to use a VPN and go on YouTube if the US is going to be more strict. Fuck that. Yeah. Even has yes, it does. Okay, so let me go into why they're banning it. So the reason is that TikTok does have a US division, but it's all owned. It's still owned by ByteDance. ByteDance is is headquartered in China. Okay, China has laws. Here, I'll pull up the quote. I read the entire Supreme Court decision, by the way. So the Supreme Court, basically, kind of put the nail in the coffin with this literally yesterday, because TikTok had like a last minute sort of bid where they petitioned the Supreme Court to say, please block this law. And their arguments were basically that it violates free speech and that there's less restrictive means of like addressing the privacy concerns. But the Supreme Court basically said, and by the way, the Supreme Court's supposed to be bipartisan anyway, but like in a bipartisan decision, so like basically like both Democrat appointed and Republican appointed justices agreed that basically the law was legal, that the law was did not violate the First Amendment. Now it doesn't mean they like think the law is great, but they didn't agree that there was a legal basis. Hi Stuff Crust, hi Distillos, hi. Breaking news: China has laws. No, well listen, here's the thing. No, I'm sorry. You're right. I didn't elaborate. No, this is the Supreme Court. Okay, in the Supreme Court decision, it points out. No, this is important. Okay, so ByteDance is headquartered in China. Okay, China has laws that says that companies are required to, quote, assist or cooperate, unquote, with the Chinese government's, quote, intelligence work, unquote, and to ensure the Chinese government has, quote, the power to access and control private data, quote, unquote, that the company holds. So basically, under Chinese law, companies like ByteDance are required, if requested, to give the Chinese government access to the data and control of the data that the company has access to. Okay? So the fear basically is that if the Chinese government decides that they want to say, hey, ByteDance, you need to hand over all the data that you have stored on your users, so that we can, do whatever we want to do with it, then legally ByteDance has to, let me show the front in here. Legally, ByteDance has to, just a second. I guess my VTube Studio thing's still not working. But anyways, ByteDance legally has to hand over that data. It's not even a matter of whether they're like, like in cahoots with the Chinese government or whatever. It's more of like a legal thing. I'm gonna postulate you for Tumblr sexy man. What? Anyways, so the fear, the reason that they're wanting to ban it is because they're saying that there's basically no guarantee that the data of all of the U.S. users is not going to end up, in the hands of the Chinese government, which is considered a foreign adversary by the United States. Okay, that's just the way it is. I thought the Frenchineer could make it less serious. Yeah, the Frenchineer, no thoughts, just smiles. But yeah, so here's where I start maybe having an opinion. I know, dangerous territory, okay? This is where I maybe have an opinion. Okay, honestly, me personally, I don't know enough about it to have an opinion, so, but I'll say that, here's what I'll say. In my opinion, just based on my cursory knowledge of, Chinese cyber espionage and stuff like that, I don't think it's an unfounded concern that ByteDance has all this information on U.S. or even like anybody, but U.S. citizens, that the Chinese government could legally, under the laws of China, request to take, because it is, as far as I understand it, the China is not a fan of the United States and does a lot of cyber espionage, leveraging many advanced persistent threat groups to hack into, United States infrastructure. Just look at what happened with Salt Typhoon. Salt Typhoon being a Chinese advanced persistent threat actor, suspected state-sponsored threat actor. who tapped into the U.S. Treasury and telecoms and all that. So China does want to hack us and use our data for espionage, okay? Everyone does a little cyber espionage, just a little silliness. Yeah, I mean, if I had to bet money right now, listen, I'm not an expert. I'm not a threat intelligence expert or anything, but if I had to bet money right now, like if you said like $100, is the Chinese government taking the data of U.S. citizens from ByteDance right now? I would bet $100 that if they're not doing it now, they will in the future, and they will have no qualms. Like, I don't think the government's sitting here and be like, we can't take that data. It wouldn't be right. Like, you know what I mean? Think about it. Like, do you really think that they're gonna just let that data just sit there? Like, yes, I do think that the concerns are founded. As far as whether do I think TikTok should be banned, I don't know. I kind of like this silly little app. I don't know. It's true that she and Trump seem like besties anyways. So there's probably other ways of getting that data. Now, I mean, yeah, I think that's the thing. It's like, does any of this really matter? Like, do we care that China has our data? I mean, some people would say you should care. Some people would say you don't care, you know. But I will say that if I had to guess, the Chinese government is going to use that data. Like, they probably are doing everything that they're saying they're doing, if I'm being honest. That's just my guess. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, because the thing is, like, well, the next thing I'm going to talk about is REDnote. But I mean, just look, people might end up moving to another one. And then with this law, there's going to be, you know, it's going to be whack-a-mole of like, which Chinese app are we going to take down next? The government versus government side of his money, your data is always being sold. Yeah, I think the blue on blue, that's a good point. Now, that's a good point, because actually I saw a report that says that, I don't remember which app takes the most data, but they compared the privacy policies of a bunch of different apps, and they said that TikTok wasn't even like, TikTok was like in the top 10, but it was like, wasn't in the top 5. Yes. So yes, that is true. It is true that a lot of these apps and stuff take your data and sell it. The difference... what government would you prefer to have your data? Yeah, Sylph. Thank you for saying that, because I'm saying, like, the only difference is that China is considered, quote unquote, a foreign adversary, okay? So, you know, basically the issue is that the US and China don't have a great relationship. You know, I guess in terms of geopolitical stuff that I certainly am not a military expert or like a foreign relations expert, but they're considered to be a foreign adversary, okay? So that's the reason why the government is cracking down on it, because the government's basically saying that's the enemy. So, you know, and it's up to, you know, it's up to your own opinion whether you think that China's, you know, an enemy, because, you know, some people could say, you know, China's not so bad, you know? So it's really up to, you know, it's really up to your own opinion, and I encourage you guys to all have your own opinion, for sure. I don't really have that much of a geopolitical opinion, but I am of the opinion that it is likely that the Chinese government would use that data because they have committed multiple cyber crimes, you know, against U.S. critical infrastructure. So I would not put it past them at all to use that data. What would you want the Nigerian prince to have your personal data? The Nigerian prince, I need to save him. Anyways, so that's that. Now here's my opinions, all from Rixie. Okay. Throw car batteries in the ocean. No, I'm kidding. Give them to me so I can drink all their juice. All right. Anyways, but if I had to guess, unless, like, you know, if the powers that be, you know, freaking Elon Musk or like Donald Trump or like, you know, all these people who, you know, are rich enough to do whatever the fuck they want, if they find a way to save TikTok, I guess so. Okay, have a good day at work, Sonny. No worries. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm sorry that all I did was yap about TikTok while you were here. My good friend in Christ, I need your geolocation. My opinion, okay. Blow says, if my opinion is if you have data China can use against on your country, why are you on TikTok? Otherwise, what data are you protecting? If you have data China can use, yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. So, I think that one of the things that was pointed out in the Supreme Court decision is that, like, when you sign up for TikTok, you do consent to give your data over, right? Now, of course, a lot of people on TikTok are children. So there's the, question of, can 13 to 17-year-olds really consent to give their data? The other thing is the contacts list. So I don't know if you guys noticed, and I did notice this. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when you're on TikTok, if you don't have your contacts list connected, because they need to your permission to access your contacts list. If your contacts list isn't connected, they're constantly begging you to connect your contacts list. They're like I have a big banner at the top of my app every time I open it, connect your contacts, I'm not doing that. I don't want my grandma to get suggested my VTuber TikTok. There's the Pokemon Go aspect. It's possible they could be getting data on secure sites because some schmucks have TikTok on their phones in Area 51. Well, yeah, Jank, that's the other thing. Lots of politicians have TikTok. I'm sure government workers who live normal lives have TikTok. And the contacts list, that's the other thing, because they're saying that, say Joe Schmo has a TikTok and he has a cousin who's an FBI agent, right? He has a cousin who's an FBI agent, and his cousin's in his contact list. Now, his cousin doesn't have TikTok, but Joe Schmo uploads his contact information to TikTok, or allows TikTok to access his contacts. And then Joe Schmo, because he's dumb, he has in his contacts list, my cousin Paul, who's an FBI agent. Okay, and then TikTok can see that. And even though Paul didn't consent to it, now, and that's kind of the thing with a lot of this stuff is that if your account contains data on other people, then if you have poor cybersecurity, I'm getting comments on the other app. Well, I'm going to talk about that next. Maybe we should outlaw mass data harvesting in the first place. Yeah, they're always trying to do that kind of stuff. It's but it's kind of money talks sort of thing, because if we stop collecting data, then advertisers and all, it's all money. Twitter does it too. It's always asking for my contacts. Yeah. It's the more data they can get, guys. The more data they can get, the more money they can make. That's their issue, honestly. But so what I'm thinking, maybe, listen, I'm not going to say that I can't say for sure whether TikTok's going to be gone or here tomorrow, and I can't say for sure whether it's going to be gone or here, a year from now. But but I will say that unless the powers that be, like I said, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, the multi-billionaires who seem to be able to do anything they want with money, unless they can find a way to fix it, it's not looking like TikTok's going to stay alive, because basically ByteDance is unlikely to sell the algorithms that make TikTok kind of tick. Okay, no pun intended. Okay, the algorithms for the For You page and all those, and that are very, very valuable and profitable algorithms in terms of how it gets people to engage and stuff like that. They're very unlikely to sell them, not only because that they wouldn't want to, they want to keep control over those, but also it's the Chinese regulation system makes it very difficult for them to sell those, for them to sell those to foreign. So China, from China's perspective, we're, the United States is a foreign adversary. Okay, are you starting to understand? So from China's perspective, the United States is a foreign adversary, and so China might say, ByteDance, you can't sell your algorithms to the United States because they're the bad guy. Okay, so it's really getting caught up in between this whole rivalry between the United States and China. Maybe United States and China should just go enemies to lover and start kissing, and then we can have TikTok back. Okay, but I don't know what to tell you. But so yeah, so honestly, from what I've read, ByteDance basically would just be better off just closing TikTok. From what I've read, ByteDance, yes, it makes a lot of money from the United States, but it doesn't make enough money that they would want to sell their entire algorithm. Which they would likely need to. Now, of course, they could sell some of the TikTok property and not the good stuff, but It's just a whole thing. Can't undo this. You need a Congress majority to undo a Supreme Court ruling. That takes weeks or days or weeks to gather weeks. Yeah, no, that's the thing. When the Supreme Court ruled on it, well, here's the thing. Yes, when the Supreme Court ruled on it, that kind of made it like put the nail in the coffin. The thing is so remember, there's a part, I don't know if I mentioned this, but there's a part in the law that says that if TikTok is divested, if ByteDance completely divests all of its assets and stuff from TikTok to another company, and that is declared by the president to not be a foreign adversary, okay, and to the point where TikTok is no longer controlled by TikTok's data is no longer under the control of a foreign adversary, then TikTok can stay. So that's the only other option. That's literally the only other option legally, is for TikTok to basically get sold. But that's the thing. ByteDance is saying it doesn't want to sell it. I'm sorry for the ad. I'm sorry. Imagine you have a billionaire ping your DMs. I know, right? I would like show my feet or something in the hopes of getting lucky. But yeah. So yeah, it's still up in the air what's gonna happen. But I hope that maybe if you didn't know, like the whole, I'm hoping that if you didn't know all the legal mumbo jumbo behind it, listen, I'm not a legal expert either, but hopefully that's like a summary. That's kind of a summary if you had like no idea about it, that will help you understand. Well, he could just be lying. Wait, who's lying? Wait, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I missed. Are you talking about Mr. Beast? Are you talking about Mr. Beast? Lying about billionaires? Yeah, he could be. I'm so sorry about the ad. Welcome back. Sorry about the ad. Welcome back. I was just kind of summing up my thoughts and saying, like, I hope that this helps you understand the situation a little bit better. But yeah, I will say, like I said, if I was the Supreme Court, okay, if I good thing I'm not, but if I was the Supreme Court, honestly, I probably would have upheld this too, just based on like the facts. Now, but like I said, do I want to be selfish and say maybe like to hell with it, just let TikTok stay? Yeah, because I mean, it's gonna suck. It is gonna suck for a lot of people when TikTok gets taken down. There are people who make their living on TikTok. It's an enjoyable thing. But from the U.S. government perspective, like it does make sense, to an extent, because they say there's 170 million Americans on TikTok. So, that's a lot of data. It's a lot of data. But anyways, continuing that thread, REDnote sweep. Oh no! I meant to censor it. Wait, okay, it's censored. It's censored again. I don't know why it's uncensored. Okay, anyways. No, wait. I swear I censored it. Anyways. I love this meme though. How fellas feel. No, I didn't write this. I stole this. Is it? Maybe? I don't know. All right, I fixed it. It's a meme I stole from Twitter. It's made by funny hood vids on Twitter. But it says how fellas feel after calling REDnote Zhao Hongshu. Oh, the censor bar moved over to the. Okay, I see what happened. The censor bar moved over to here. I don't know how that happened. It probably moved around while I was like arranging the slide. Anyways. Some guy will launch Freedom Talk. Yeah, probably, honestly. Anyways. So, yes. I really like this meme. How fellas feel after calling REDnote Zhao Hongshu. But anyways, yes. So, REDnote, also known as Zhao Hongshu. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. No, I don't. No, I do not. I think this person does, but no. Not this person. I think maybe the person who runs the account. But anyways, close enough. Okay, so after the news, was coming up like that, TikTok's probably gonna be banned, people started migrating to other apps, including REDnote, which according to Reuters jumped from 300 300 to 700,000 daily active users to 3.4 million active users. Oh, oops. So the 300,000 comes from earlier this month, I think, and then the 700,000 was like a little bit later, and then the 3.5 million was like this week. So it's like gradually growing, actually. But as I had mentioned, if hypothetically this app got big enough and it was collecting enough information about U.S. citizens, this could fall under the same law. This could fall under the same law if it grows to, I think. I mean, it might. Well, actually, this isn't all Americans. I mean, well, actually, if we assume that the difference is Americans, this might already fall under that law too. I mean, obviously, it would have to be declared as a qualified, quote unquote, like qualifying foreign adversary controlled app or something. So like the president would have to say, yeah, Xiaohongshu is controlled by, is under the control of the Chinese government, and therefore it must be banned within a certain amount of days. So yeah, it could because it is Chinese owned, it could fall into the same problem. It's like when Nintendo sued the biggest DS emulator. Now there's a shit ton of DS emulators. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people probably will try to replace it. Streisand effect, yeah. Well, so yeah, this is being seen, at least as far as I've seen, as like one of the biggest TikTok alternatives. Now, obviously, there's Instagram Reels, there's YouTube Shorts. There's a lot of different like vertical short form, and also another ByteDance owned app called Lemon8 has also been seeing like a moderate spike in users as well. So people are finding their way around. Exactly. People are finding their way around to different things. Oh, by the way, this is a side note, sort of, because I didn't put this on a slide. But especially if you're a TikTok user, please look out for scams related to this situation, because there have been scams popping up related to the situation, such as like things saying, oh, download this and it'll automatically save all your TikTok content and, back it up or whatever, and then it's malware. Okay, so just be careful, or people will start putting up like fake TikTok. They'll put like bypass TikTok ban. You can log into your TikTok now, but it'll just be stealing like your passwords and stuff. So be wary of scams. The thing is, apparently the TikTok influencers and users are determined to only migrate to China-related apps. I mean, it kind of would be kind of a funny it would be kind of a funny, like, I did see like a tweet that was like the irony of banning TikTok because it's headquartered in China, and then people just move to an even more Chinese app. I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, if the U.S. and China just like kissed and made up, if only that could happen, then we wouldn't have these problems. But I don't pretend to know like everything about that whole geopolitical thing. Now, speaking of REDnote, I have made a REDnote page. You can follow me here at Rixie Brightful on Xiaohongshu. Okay. Now, so remember when I said I was worried? Remember when I said I was worried about the Chinese interface? Listen, remember when I said I was worried about the Chinese interface? So on the app, some of it is in English, a lot of it is in English, but some of it's not. So it's a little bit like half and half. I'm sure they'll probably change. No, okay, guys, don't make a REDnote just to follow me. This is an experiment, sort of, to see like what the vibe is. Okay. Now, obviously, I can translate this to English on the website. Okay. So you can see my IP territory, United States. Oh, they're doxing me. Look, they have my IP. They're doxing me here. Look. So yeah, this is, I uploaded, what I did was I uploaded zero concern. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, I don't remember what this is. I think this is people I'm following. Okay. The translation, the Google or whatever, the Microsoft translation is a little janky here. All right. So, no. So jank, by the way, I didn't mean to say janky and then talk to jank right after, one after the other. But, no, jank, so the website, okay, I should make it clear. The website is in Chinese. The website's in Chinese. The app the application on your phone is like the menus are in English. Yeah. Yeah, I set this, by the way, I set this up about like an hour and a half before the stream, okay? I set this up an hour and a half behind the stream. I uploaded 3 videos that were on my TikTok. I put the same exact captions and hashtags on them that I did on TikTok. So far I've got 6 followers, a fan of me, a fan of someone, and 11 likes and collections. So let's take a look at the comments though. I have gotten some comments. All right. So we're not gonna watch this. You can watch this on my TikTok, YouTube, whatever you want. Baby, you're a little piece of cake. I can't understand it without a translator. I'm sorry to hear that, Noel. And then this person is essentially telling me to go away. We have enough VTubers here. So the vibes are mixed, all right? Yeah. By the way, these comments are originally in Chinese. So if I do show original, they're in Chinese. But yes. So baby, you're a little piece of cake. Kiss emoji. I can't understand it without a translator. In front of the smoke and rain, the boat is green and the water is green. Yeah, this person says virtual anchors in China. The track of virtual anchors is full. It's full. Some platforms have more virtual anchors than viewers. Snickering. So yeah, this person was like, leave. We have no vacancy. We have enough VTubers. Please leave. Yeah. So no, yeah, these people are all from. They actually have the region of China they're from here. Hubei, Hunan, Guangdong. Yeah. Hey, how did he know about Anna? Yeah. So those are the comments I got on that one. This is the Dr. Fish one. I don't know if this one has comments. No comments. It's a wasteland. And then the this one. I want to play this. It looks like a lot of fun. This is my Pokemon TCG one. It's mine. Look. They showed me their Chinese Pikachu. It's so cute. I gave that one a like. Is this a treasure dream? I don't know what that means. Yeah, it's mine. I know. I have to learn Mandarin now. But yes, I did hear that a lot of more people are trying to learn Mandarin. I think Duolingo said that their Mandarin learners increased by like 50% or something. So I was trying to see how many views this has. I could see on the app how many views it has, but I can't see it. Oh, wait, is it? No, I can't see it here. Which how many views this has? Do you guys see where it says views? If I open the app, I can see it. Here, give me a second. I'm a little piece of cake. Yeah, is that gonna be the new compliment from ChatGPT? Maybe. All right, let me. My tracking's gonna stop for a second, but let me check the app because on the app I can see how many views they got. My guess is Treasure Dreams is gotcha. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that it was gotcha. That was my guess, too. All right, so okay, I have the Pokemon one has 71 views. The Dr. Fish one has 42 views, and the AIGF Gets Ransomware ASMR has 72 views. So that's just a vibe of like, you know, the sort of visibility of a brand new account on REDnote versus TikTok, because TikTok typically a new account, like when you post on a new account, I think it boosts you, it gives you like a newbie like buff, and you tend to get like 200, 300 views on your first videos. I have a Xiaohongshu account actually. You could follow me if you wanted to. But anyway, so yeah, this was my little test to see what happens if I make a Xiaohongshu account and what kind of comments and stuff I'll get. And so far, it's been pretty good, except the person who's not happy with so many VTubers on the app, which that's their opinion. Maybe this is like Bilibili where they don't show straightforward viscounts. I mean, they showed them on the they don't show them on the website, but they show them in the app. All right, but that is my Xiaohongshu account. Now, still speaking about Xiaohong Shu, we're gonna move on to Dark Mode Rixie cybersecurity update. All right, just a moment. Also, I think the Frengineer was supposed to go. I don't have it on the timer properly. All right, so you guys may have seen this tweet. This tweet, I think it went a little viral. I don't know if you've seen this. Has anybody else seen this, or am I just on the right side of Twitter to see this? So there was this post by this person / that they took a screenshot of a bunch of strings that are present in the REDnote code that appear to have the word backdoor. So you can see it's like, backdoor params, KXYIM custom link mic backdoor. If you don't know, backdoor in common speech, when people are talking about a backdoor in cybersecurity, usually they're referring to a situation where there's a malware that basically opens up access for threat actors to homoerotic gooners. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, where did that come from? Anyways. Like that backdoor. No. Anyways, so that took me a second. So yeah, normally when you would think of a backdoor would be a type of malware that basically makes a connection or opens up access for the word backdoor is always a good sign. Yes, it is kind of like a Trojan, but it's like a remote access Trojan would be a backdoor, where they basically plant that malware and it opens up essentially sort of like a channel for any hackers, threat actors to later go back into that system to put more malware or collect information, whatever have you. So this person, I don't know this person, but they posted that and they said, hey, Xiaohong Shu, what does this backdoor do in your TikTok replacement app? Now, I was kind of curious about this because I first saw this, VX Underground posted this and basically said that it doesn't really indicate, it doesn't, when you think of backdoors, you think of Pablo. Oh yes, Pablo does have a very vulnerable backdoor. But he's working on it. But VX Underground has said that basically this is a nothing burger, that it's basically some poorly named strings made by a Chinese developer whose first language is not English, and that doesn't mean that there's a backdoor. Also, it would be kind of stupid to call your backdoor, right? I mean, so I actually found a very insightful analysis by Remy Hacks, who I think that's an alias, but they're actually they actually work for Grey Noise. Now this is independent research they did. It's a pretend backdoor. Don't worry, I'll get to that. So Remy Hacks is this is independent research they did, but they actually work for Grey Noise, which is a really cool cybersecurity company. I read a lot of their reports, but their analysis, where they actually kind of pulled the code and looked through it and analyzed it and saw what functions were actually these strings actually involved. They basically found that there was a scandal a bit ago where an indie game dev added a backdoor that allowed the dev to interfere with your game. Oh, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. It's like they have a backdoor so like they can go to anybody's Minecraft world and like, I don't know, build penis statues in it or something. That would be freaky. Actually, there's kind of a similar story a little bit. Not quite, but there's a kind of a similar story coming up. But the analysis by Remy Hacks essentially found that the function of these strings was related to a common method, a common code pattern for dynamically loading plugins. So different features that REDnote has, they noted, especially like AI features and stuff like that can't all just be stored on your phone because the files would be too big. That basically it's their way of having a backdoor, if you want to term it that way, for plugins and features to be dynamically loaded into the app. So they basically concluded that, I mean, they said it's not necessary, that doesn't necessarily prove that they're not using that for some nefarious purpose, but it certainly indicates that it's not as big of a red flag as the word backdoor would indicate. Do you remember Welcome to the Game? It was the sequel. The dev would backdoor in and force killers to spawn? What? Wait, they can do that by default? Actually, no backdoor necessary. It's how customer support can send missing items. Well, Blow-Son, that's the thing. It's not actually a backdoor. It's not actually a remote access trojan. Let me put it this way. What Remy Hacks found was that the backdoor was not the same backdoor that you would see in malware. So he did not find malware, is what I'm saying. He did not find malware when he analyzed. Actually, I don't know if Remy Hacks is male or female. I apologize. I don't actually know if that's a male or female researcher. Oh my gosh. I'm confronting my bias. Let me check. Let me check now. Confronting my bias. I mean, Remy's a male name, right? I'm coping. Remy's a male name, right? Okay, I don't know. This researcher of indeterminate gender. I apologize. Hi, Soul Patch Adams. Hi. Oh, I see what you're saying, Blow-Son. I see what you're saying. Ramilia Nefis is female. Okay, I don't know if this is a male or female researcher. My apologies, but either way, whoever they are, they did not find malware. They only found this, like I said, this method for dynamically loading plugins, which hypothetically, yeah, could be used to, upload a malicious plugin, but you could say that about any app, okay? You could say that about any app that uses this method, which plenty of them do. So then it was further noted that the use of the word backdoor in strings is commonly used by Mandarin-speaking coders. So keep in mind that coding language, a lot of coding languages that only support Latin letters. They don't support Chinese letters. So, if you're a Mandarin-speaking coder, you still have to use Latin letters and strings that correspond. And so somebody had actually found a Microsoft document online that was talking about how to do the same method, like how to code with the same method, and that actually used the term backdoor, referring to this method as a backdoor. So it's more likely that that's just the common terminology and not that there's actually a backdoor, which was really interesting to kind of like look into this and kind of see like the story behind what actually is this, because I was curious. I was like, it's kind of doubtful that they would just name their backdoor. But actually knowing the nuts and bolts of it was pretty interesting. But yes, credit to Remy Hacks. The website is REMYHAX .xyz. That is their blog. They have a lot of cool. Now I've never read their blog before until today, but very, very, very cool. All right. Speaking of video game hacks, Path of Exile 2. So Path of Exile 2 has been in the news recently because I believe Elon Musk got freaking wrecked because didn't he claim that he was really good at this game, and then he did a stream where he was playing this game and he was shit? Did anybody see that? But that's not what this is about. I just wanted to point that out, that this is, if you've seen news about Path of Exile 2, that's not what I'm talking about today. What actually happened, he got roasted. Yes, yeah, that, this is completely separate, by the way. This is completely separate. It has nothing to do with that. I just wanted to mention it because I know that that's why it's been in the news. It wasn't that he was shit. He was using weird terminology. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I'm going to be honest. The only thing I know about it is what Penguin what Voice Critical said on his video that I watched. That was just a little jumping off point for what I'm actually talking about. which is that it turns out that one of Path of Exile 2's Path of Exile 2's, I don't know if developers, actually I have the article right here, if I don't know if it was a developer, but it was somebody with administrative access to the game, like someone who had access to sort of the back end, right? So wait, let me see if they actually said it was a developer. Okay, Path of Exile 2 developers confirmed that a hacked admin account. It just says hacked admin account. I believe it was a Steam account that it was like they hacked the Steam account first, and then they used that to get access to this admin panel. Now this is allegedly, this picture right here, which is sourced from Reddit, I think. This is allegedly a screenshot of the admin panel. I don't know if you could see it. You can't see it very well, but it has all these tabs. It says admin panel at the top. It has all these tabs, details, transactions, mix, keys, cares, guides, and then under details it says name, email. This is supposedly like a user account information, like points, Sony points, last IP, band. You know, it has like all these things that you might expect to see for an admin panel for this kind of game. But who knows? I don't know. I wouldn't know. But this is allegedly that. So after the admin's account was hacked, the person leveraged the access to the admin account, which the admin account had the authority to change the passwords of other users' accounts. So the hacker used the admin account to hack into at least 66 other user accounts by going through the admin panel, finding the user they wanted to hack, simply changing their password. And then they also, the developers said that it was supposed to be that when a password was changed, that there would be like an audit log or something. But they said that there was like a bug or something or there was a mistake where instead of an undeletable, uneditable audit log, it was like just like a customer support note that was attached to the password change. So the person also deleted all of those notes to cover their tracks. And then they went into these accounts that they had hacked into, and they stole a bunch of rare items and, you know, all the in-game stuff that would be considered valuable. And basically the game devs have said that those items are not recoverable, that they cannot reverse the damage. They can't give them back their items, which is, I don't really know how that works, but allegedly that's what they're claiming. Former game customer support. You don't need to be an admin to access a panel like this. Customer support has access to a similar looking panel. Then perhaps, thank you for your behind the scenes insight there, Blue Sun. Then maybe it was a customer support person whose account was hacked. Who knows? But I do think, I will say, it is interesting. I feel like one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this was because it wasn't just a hacking campaign where they social engineered a bunch of people to steal their stuff. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like my dad works at Microsoft, I'm gonna delete your account. Like, they actually hacked into somebody with some form of authority in order to do this. And then multiple security flaws. I just noted that because the one of the developers or games creators, like, he went on a podcast to talk about this, and he basically admitted that there were a bunch of, you know, issues that led to this, between, you know, the account getting hacked in the beginning, you know, the lack of audit logs, so they don't even know how many accounts. They don't even know how many accounts were hacked. And they said that their overall logging of like different events and stuff was messed up, where they just lost a bunch of records. So that, like, again, they don't even know how many accounts exactly were hacked. And he said, quote, "We totally fucked up here." Also, interestingly, this is such a side note. This is completely a side note, but Bleeping Computer, which is where I got the source. By the way, I love Bleeping Computer. I read it like every day. No audit log and inability to reverse the changes is sloppy work. Yeah, that's the thing. They said that like basically a lot of the records like weren't being maintained for very long. So like almost every record of like all this even happening was like just gone, and they had to kind of just piece together from from account reports and stuff, like who actually was affected and what actually happened. Depending on how this panel in the game was coded, item restorations may not be possible because either the records for the items don't exist or not enough. Yeah, I think maybe that's the issue with when they said like that logs were only kept for a certain amount of time and then destroyed. The audit, the password reset audits were not saved. Like I said, it was supposed to be an audit log or something, but I don't know exactly how it all works. All the information I got in this story actually was from the Bleeping Computer article. So just, yeah, I'm not I'm not an expert on it, but it sounds like basically there was supposed to be a record of it and there wasn't, because the way that the record was saved was not in the proper format. So the person was able to just delete it to cover their tracks. But anyway, the Bleeping Computer article, interestingly decided when they quoted the guy, they decided to leave in every single and like. And so I was like having trouble reading the quotes that he was saying. 'Cause I was like, why would you leave those in? I mean, I've never seen, I feel like I've rarely ever seen, and the guy said a lot. Anyways, but so, yeah, it almost seemed like it almost sounded like they were roasting him the way that they like typed it all out exactly. I know, I would be devastated if somebody quoted me like that. Jeez, like it makes me wonder how much I say and like. But yeah, 07 to everybody who lost their items in this horrible hacking situation. Excuse me. But yeah, the fact that, you know, somebody could hack into an admin account and just freaking take your account, you didn't do anything wrong. It was just, you know, bad luck, I guess. But that is that. And then I have one more cybersecurity story. And once again, it's I didn't have enough stories. We're gonna end a little early. There's also the possibility that so many accounts were affected, they don't want to do the work. I mean, yeah, I'm sure people will be very happy about that, but honestly, if they can't get the items back anyway, it's an issue. All right, so the last story I have is FBI says KYS to 4,200 malware instances. This is pretty interesting. So there is a malware that's been around for over a decade called PlugX. Now, PlugX was spread by now I know it's like a lot of the stream is like China, but this also involves China. All right, Mustang Panda, which is a Chinese advanced persistent threat actor. It's an alleged state-sponsored threat actor, spread this PlugX malware via USB ports. All right, that's why you have to use a USB condom. All right, but it spread it like an STD through USB ports. It's actually a worm, so it actually would worm its way not only through a computer, but anything else you plugged into your computer, it could worm its way into. So this company, Sequoia.io, they actually first of all, they actually ended up taking ownership of the C2 server that this malware was connected to. I don't know if they just if they just bought like the right domain or something. I don't know how they came to have control over this, but either way, they ended up gaining control over to the control and command server, and developed a tool to basically automatically detect all devices that had this malware on it that were still connecting to the C2 server, and a way to remotely disable them. So basically they discovered how to find out where all the malware instances of PlugX were, and then they could send a command remotely to basically say KYS to the malware, and the malware would delete itself. So the command that they send would cause the malware to take multiple steps to basically completely delete itself from the computer, and basically clean the computer of the malware. So literally it's like a kill command, a mass kill command. And this panel specifically that I put a screenshot of is a countrywide disinfection. So Sequoia.io actually set up their tool where it can detect every instance of this malware in a particular countries based on the IP address, and it can wipe the malware. It can send this kill command Are they going to sell this? I'm guessing they either sold it to the governments that they work with, including the U.S., or they maybe, I don't know, out of the kindness of the hearts, they offered it for free. Actually, let me check, because they put up a blog post and they might say here whether they charged anybody. It says, we do a call to national search and law enforcement agencies to contact us if they wish to disinfect systems within their countries, promoting the concept of sovereign disinfection and addressing the legal aspects associated. Following this call and with the support of the Paris Public Prosecutor's Office, we want each country to have the ability to disinfect. I'm scrolling to see if they say whether this is whether they're doing this for free or whether they're doing this for pay. I mean, either way, if they did the work, they might as well get paid. I'm not sure. I can search for the term free, but no, I don't see whether they say that they charge for it or not. But either way, they're offering it to governments to do this. So they offered it to the United States, and the United States, the FBI took up the offer to use this tool to disable the 4,200 something. Seems like it's more for legal reasons. What do you mean more for legal reasons? Like legal, like, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so the FBI used Sequoia's tool to disable all of the malware instances that were detected in the United States by sending this kill command. And interestingly, I read the affidavit that they used to basically get permission to do this. Because the people who's remoting, executing a bunch hack machines isn't exactly legal. Oh yes, Jay. Okay, I understand what you mean now. Yes, that is the thing. They obviously they need permission. They can't, obviously Sequoia can't make this tool and then send a remote command to, I think they said, let me see how many infections they detected. They have it here on their blog. They can't, 19,362. Oh, never mind. That's how many they disabled. I'm sorry. That's how many they disabled. I don't know how many are actually infected. That's how many they've disabled across the world. But yes, they can't just send this kill command throughout the entire world without the permission of, different countries and stuff. So the affidavit that I read from the FBI was basically seeking permission to do this in the United States, to use Sequoia's tool, because in a way that it's kind of like the FBI is hacking the people whose computers are infected, because they're sending them a remote command to delete software on their computer without their permission, without their explicit permission. So the FBI actually got permission to do this, and they actually didn't inform anybody. Well, they said they're going to inform them afterward, I think, but they kept it a secret because they didn't want the information to be public that they were doing this, beforehand. And so if you had this on your computer, the FBI may have deleted it and you don't even know because they didn't even have to tell the people whose computers they were cleaning that they were doing it. But yeah, I do still think it is kind of funny that they sort of, it was kind of like, it was kind of like, I imagine as Plug X being like these little soldiers on the computer, like, to serve the Republic of China or whatever, whatever it is, the People's Republic of China, Communist Party, I don't know, whatever the government is called of China, to serve the government. And then this French company, by the way, Sequoia is a French company. This French company comes and takes over, and they're like, we have seized your C2 server. Like your communications with your commanders are cut off. Like there's nothing left to do but to end yourself. And all of the Plug X soldiers were like, I know what I must do. And then they all committed seppuku. Plug X is Joker and Sequoia's Batman. Yeah, I mean, Sequoia did kind of save the day here because they're the ones who took control. They're the ones who set up all the, the technology, the sinkhole to like be able to figure out all the connections. And I know the Plug X soldiers were like, we failed our country. Okay, but yeah, so all of them, self-deleted, and all the computers are clean now. But yeah, you guys, that was all I had for today's tech chat. I know it was short. I know I could have done more if I didn't fall into the Fortnite hole. But I'll keep working on, maybe I'll try to not, instead of doing the slides at the last minute, maybe I'll try to do the slides throughout the week. Like maybe I'll try to do like 1 or 2 slides a day, and then anything extra I can add in. It doesn't take that long to make the slides. It's just deciding exactly which stories to do. And oh, well, thank you. Yes, we have a lot. Do have a lot coming up. I have tonight. So tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Here, I can get out of dark mode now. So tonight at 8 p.m. at 8 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be doing my hand cam. Okay. Hopefully you won't see my wrists this time. I've taken measures to hide my wrists. Okay, I know I've been so naughty. However, you may see a penis. Okay, wait. Let me explain. The little penis toys I got. On Throne. By the way, are you covering a sign? Yes, I'm planning to. Yes, that's for next week, right? Okay, wait, listen. Okay, that's for next week. Yes, I am planning to. I can't say 100% for sure, but I'm gonna reach out to all of the people who are debuting next week and make sure that I have everybody's permission. But as of now, I am planning to do everybody's, and there are a lot of them next week. There are a lot of Irium debuts next week, so it's watch along season, baby. It's watch along season. Let's go. I'm excited. But anyways, so I got. Yeah, so I got 2.
You want to see it?
Anyway, so
Are your eyes big enough to look at it?
all right, so sorry about that. So I got 2 throne gifts. I got 2 throne gifts from lovely, generous people. All right, I got one from Miss the Night, and I got one from a person who is completely anonymous. Nobody knows who it is, okay? Totally anonymous. I got these throne gifts, and this is what DM slime must feel like. I don't know. And yeah, so one of the gifts I got is called what is it called? A Tanga masturbator sleeve. I believe it's what it's referred to as. And those are they're weird. They're like little they're like squishy jelly rectangles with like a hole in it, and they have they have like unique textures on the outside. So that is what I'm going to be showing on the hand cam, because it is not inherently sexual. I mean, it is, but it's not. It doesn't look like, if I showed you one, you might be able to guess that it was sexual, but you might just think it's like some kind of weird like squishy or something. So my plan is to make them into squishies. I cannot say for sure this plan will work, given the fact that keep in mind the texture that they are. I don't know how inflatable. Okay, I have 4 of them. I have an orange one, a green one, a clear one, and a purple one. Those are the... If I showed you a penis, you might be able to guess it was sex. Okay, no. This is not... No, I'm not talking about the penis right now. The penis is different, okay? The Tanga sleeve is... Yeah, it's like I said, it's like a jelly like thing with textures on it. So my plan is to try to turn them into squishies. Now, like I said, I don't know how... I do not... Yeah, it looks like... Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like a bar of soap. It looks like a bar of soap, but it's like jelly, right? It's like a jelly texture. It's fun to squish. Like, it's fun to squish on its own, but I want to try to fill it with Orbeez, water, air. I want to try different squishy type textures and stuff. But like I said, I do not know how flexible the material is. Obviously, it's a massage tool. Yeah. I don't know how flexible it is. Obviously, it's got to be flexible enough to stick a penis inside it. But as far as whether it's inflatable, we're gonna find. I might break some of them. Okay, I'm gonna say right now, some of them might get broken. I might make a bunch of messes. It's gonna be silly. It's gonna be fun. Okay, I have 4 of them, so if we destroy one of them, you know, then we can try with the other ones. The other thing is the method of closing them. So remember, there's a hole at the top. Now, if you were gonna make a squishy out of a balloon, I know I'm explaining all this. I'm gonna explain all this at the stream later, but I'm just kind of extending it out so I can say the stream was 2 hours. Not that it matters. I'm not on a quota anymore, but I'm still acting like I'm on a quota because like my brain is fried from my Analyve days. It's a massage tool that massages your tool. That's a good one. But anyways, so if you were making a squishy with a balloon, obviously you would tie the balloon end, right? So, but in this case, I can't exactly tie the end. So I have a couple methods. I'm gonna either try nanotape. I don't know if you know what nanotape is. Nanotape, it's like people make squishies out of it. It's really like sticky, waterproof tape. So that's one method I'm gonna try. The other method I'm gonna try is binder clips. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can binder clip the squishy closed. So we're gonna see, guys. This might not work. I'm just warning you. It might just be a mess and a waste of tangas. But we're gonna give it our best go. Okay, we're gonna play with Orbeez. What's a squishy? Oh, a squishy is just like it's like a stress ball kind of. They come in different shapes and textures, but they're just like squishy, fun things to play with, like fidget toys. I hope that kind of explains what they are. All right. Obviously, the stream's gonna be 18 plus. It's gonna be 18 plus, just based on the fact that we're making squishies out of sex toys. Even though they don't look phallic or anything, I just, it's still 18 plus. And then the other thing, I'm a little hesitant to show it on stream because I know that I still don't remember which streamer it was. There was a VShojo member who got bonked for showing a very similar image. But I did get the little squishies that are shaped like little cute penises with faces. And I also got boob squishies. I might flash them on screen. And then delete them out of the VOD. Because I do want to show you guys. They're really cute. But yes. So that will be my hand cam stream at 8. I'm going to be doing that for 2 hours. Then at 10, I'm going to switch over to the video game Phantasmagoria. We're going to get it started for another 2 hours. And then at midnight, we're going to be doing the Irium debut watch along for Rosalie Patel. All right? So that is our itinerary for our 4 or 5 hour stream. About 5 hours probably tonight. And yeah, I can't wait to do that with you guys. Oh, and I might also during the hand cam, I probably need to I'm gonna fix my Frengineer's bracelet because my Frengineer's bracelet is the string is like very tattered, and I'm gonna replace the string. So if we have, I think we probably will have time, but if we don't have time, I could do it off stream maybe, but that's something we could also possibly do because the Frengineer's bracelet is in sad shape. Yes. I gotta replace the string. Make a Fansly account for sex toy review? I don't know. Maybe you have it, Indy. But yeah, that is the plan for tonight. So I'm gonna be getting that all set up. I'm gonna get it all set up in the interim, and then once I already have everything set up, then I will play Fortnite. Okay, I will be disciplined. I'll be disciplined, and I will be patient, and I will not start playing Fortnite until all my stuff is set up. But yes, okay. It's gonna be fun. Crafts, and arts and crafts. Now, let's see who can raid today. We can raid this lovely early afternoon. Yes, it's a busy night, but a fun one. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for coming to Tech Chat. Okay, like I said, I'm always trying to improve the stream. And hopefully next week, maybe I can add even more stories so that we can go at least the full 2 hours. Now let's see who is streaming today. It's okay, Sophie, it's fine. fine. I've joked about it too, about all the OnlyFans and everything. Alright, what's going on here? You know what? Let's raid the cute hamster. We got Big Ham VT, who is an adorable hamster VTuber. Alright, we're going to raid over there. It says they're doing art. It looks like they're just chatting right now, but maybe they'll get to some art as well. So it'll be a nice stream for a Saturday afternoon. Alright, the big kisses for you guys. I'll see you later tonight. Okay. Bye bye.